Welcome back to my channel, Cord Cutting in Sports. This is my official college football cord cutting guide for the 2024-2025 season. So here's basically a brief summary of what I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm going to start off going over what's new for this upcoming season, then briefly mention some of the main college football channels. After that, just briefly talk about the media rights for the various conferences and channels they're carried on. After that, talk about ways to watch games for free. And then go through the paid, streaming services and talk about each of them briefly. And also at the very end of that, mention what some current deals are out there. Then I'll give my rankings of the various services, talk about some college football, cord cutting resource documents, basically like charts and PDF files and stuff to use. After that, just briefly mention a couple other things to know or be aware of. Briefly mention about bowl games in the postseason, and then lastly about downloading and saving college football games. All right, so what's new for this upcoming 2024 season? All right, so we've had price increases at multiple services. Fubo increased their price a while ago, I think back in January. DIRECTV Stream also had a price increase, and Paramount Plus and Peacock just had price increases very recently. I think Paramount Plus technically is going into effect probably by the time you have watched this video. VidGo, which started last season with a $20 a month promo offer, ended up shutting down. Also, Venu Sports was created. However, that service is basically currently on hold due to a lawsuit that was filed against it by Fubo. And basically, there's an injunction against the service going forward as of right now. Of course, there's going to be conference realignment. There's going to be 15 total teams, changing conferences. Oregon State and Washington State are going to have most of their home games air on the CW network, with a couple others on Fox channels. Huge change, of course, is the college football playoff expanding to 12 total teams. Related to that, TNT is going to air 2 first-round college football playoff games, and True TV is also going to air 14 Mountain West Conference regular season games. And lastly, the Longhorn Network shut down. Texas is going to the SEC as a linear cable channel. It does still exist just as a free online streaming channel. All right, so here's a list basically of the main college football channels that carry games. So all the stuff owned by Disney, is all the ESPN channels plus ABC. And you would watch them, of course, in the ESPN app. For Fox, obviously you've got Fox Broadcast and then FS1 and FS2, and you would watch all those in the Fox Sports app. For CBS, you've got broadcast channel CBS, but also CBS Sports Network. Those are broadcast or basically streamed in the CBS Sports app. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is it's for the actual CBS, network channel. That is only games in there are only broadcast on the mobile app only. For example, if you have the CBS Sports app on a Roku or on a Fire TV or something like that, you cannot stream, the 3:30 p.m. CBS game in the app on those devices. It's only on mobile devices or computers only. NBC, well, you just basically have the NBC broadcast channel, which streamed through the NBC Sports app. The CW network, there is no app that streams the games that air on there. You have to watch it either OTA only or obviously through a subscription to a service that carries your local channel. And then for your conference networks, we've got the Big Ten Network that's streamed through the Fox Sports app, and then ACC Network and SEC Network, both of course streamed through the ESPN app. Now, for truly online only, streaming services, of course, you've got ESPN3 still, ESPN Plus, ACC Network Extra, SEC Network Plus. Those, of course, are all streamed through the ESPN app. They're all ESPN properties. And then, of course, Paramount Plus and Peacock. So here's basically a chart showing the media rights for I guess we're calling them the Power Four, or some people call them the Core Four conferences. So you can see there for the ACC, Big 12, SEC, and Big 10, their Tier 1 rights, which are your broadcast channels, and then Tier 2 and Tier 3, which are Tier 2 is more like it's your linear cable channels, and then Tier 3, you have some streaming things like ESPN Plus. Or for the ACC, you have the CW network as well. For Big Ten, the Tier 3 games are basically what's on their conference network. It also shows the channels that'll carry, the conference championship game for each conference. Do note that the Big Ten conference championship game this year will be carried on CBS, as it's going to rotate between Fox and CBS and NBC. Previously, had only been on Fox. Now, for Notre Dame, all 7 of their home games will air on Peacock Premium, with 6 of them also being aired on NBC. So what that just means is there is one game which is exclusive to Peacock, and this year that is the Louisville game. Also, one other thing to mention too, Peacock, you see listed there for the Big Ten, there will be 9 games, exclusive games, that will be aired on Peacock this season coming up. Now, here are the media rights for the remaining, group of 5 conferences. In previous years, NFL Network had shown some games, but as of today, August 17th, we have not received any word that NFL Network would be airing games from any of these conferences, so I have not included them, but obviously if things change, I'll go ahead and add that information as well. This is pretty much, things you should hear are pretty much the same from say last year 2023. Only major difference is, again, the Mountain West Conference will be having 14 total games air on True TV throughout the season, but mostly these are a combination of ESPN Plus, CBS Sports Network, or the lower tier ESPN channels like ESPNU, ESPN News, sometimes FS2 for the Mountain West Conference, but occasionally with games on main ESPN or CBS or ABC, so on. And as I mentioned earlier, Oregon State and Washington State are going to have most of their home games aired on the CW network. Washington State's going to have 5 of them on that, and then one additional game will either be on Fox or FS1, while Oregon State will have 6 home games air on the CW network, and one additional game will air on Fox or FS1 for them as well. So, what are the free ways that you can watch college football games? Well, if you have an antenna and you get any of the 5 stations listed on the screen there, ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, or the CW network, you can watch those games obviously over the air, just with an antenna, presuming you can get a decent signal from the local broadcast towers. Another option you can use is ESPN3. Now, ESPN3 access is included with many internet service providers, not all of them, but most of them, especially the large ones, include ESPN3 with internet service. So all the ABC games are basically just streamed via ESPN3. So any games ABC you can watch there, and then there's other ESPN3 exclusive games as well. Those are typically going to be for the Group of 5 conferences. And as I mentioned earlier, so CBS will air its games. I'm talking about CBS broadcast now, not the cable channel CBS Sports Network, but basically the 3:30 games that were SEC last year, some Big Ten, and this year exclusively Big Ten. They air those games for free, both on their website and also in the mobile app only. So you cannot watch it in connected devices, but you can watch on a computer for free. You can watch on the mobile app for free. All right, so now let's start talking about the various, paid, you could say like cable-like streaming services, that are out there. Okay, Sling TV is the oldest. It's been around since 2015. It's got its 2 basic plans, orange and blue. They're each $40 a month. But if you get both of them, the total cost is only $55 a month because there is some overlap in the non-sports channels. They also have sports extra add-ons. So there's one that's only for orange. There's one that's only for blue. If you subscribe individually to those packages, at $11 a month. But if you do orange and blue, then basically you combine the 2 sports, extra packages, and your total cost is $15 a month. So in other words, Orange and Blue and the Sports Extra add-on is a total of $70 per month. The DVR is relatively limited, though. It only includes 50 hours for free, but you can increase it to 200 hours for an extra $5 a month. However, the one main downside with Sling is the fact that the Orange package channels, which is basically all your ESPN channels, are limited to one simultaneous stream. And what's particularly annoying about this is they enforce it both in the Sling app and the ESPN app as well. So you can't even get around it by like watching one stream in the Sling app and trying to go to the ESPN app on another device and bringing up another stream. The blue channels though do allow, 3 simultaneous streams on all of them. It does. It only has ABC, Fox, and NBC in very limited markets, and it does not carry CBS anywhere. However, if it does carry all 3 of your local channels, the 3 I just mentioned, you will end up paying an extra $5 a month for that to receive your 3 locals. So you can see the channels listed there on the screen that it carries. Basically, Orange just has your basic ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3. To get all the ancillary ESPNs and the conference networks, you have to get the sports extra add-ons. Same thing, Big Ten networks and the blue sports extra add-on as well. So my opinion of Sling is that it is a good cheaper option if you either don't need OTA channels or you can already get them via an antenna. But its DVR is very small, and the thing that really kills it for me is the fact that you can only do one simultaneous, ESPN channel stream at a time. So if there's a game you want to watch on ESPN and another game you want to watch on SEC Network or on ESPN2, you can't watch 2 of those games in via Sling at the same time. You can only watch one of them. So Sling, I would say, is best for ACC and SEC fans, since pretty much all their games are going to be on those ESPN channels, except of course for the CW network games for the ACC. And as I mentioned, those who can get your OTA stations via an antenna, and don't need to get them from subscribing to a service. However, I would say obviously it'd be worse for fans who cannot get your local stations via antenna, those who want to record many, many hours of games, because again, the limited DVR, and those who want to watch, multiple ESPN channel games at the same time. Next up, let's talk about YouTube TV. So YouTube TV has its base plan currently still at $73 a month. It has a sports add-on for $11 a month, but currently there's no extra college football channels in the sports, Sports Plus add-on. It's just basically Red Zone and some other random stuff. You can get unlimited streams and also the access to 4K content for an extra $10 a month, because the current base plan only has 3 simultaneous streams. DVR is unlimited, but you can only keep recordings for up to 9 months. You can see all the channels listed there. And basically, with the elimination of the Pac-12 network and the Longhorn network, YouTube TV now carries every single college football, linear broadcast and cable channel that will air games this year. The only things you would be missing are basically Peacock and ESPN Plus, but those again are all automatically separate add-on services. So it carries all the channels. Basically they're going to air TV channels. They're going to air college football games. You can see them listed there. So my opinion of YouTube TV is that it's basically an excellent choice. Probably the best choice because of its comparable base price. In looking at the fact that it carries all your channels, including your local channels, if you can't get them via antenna. It has the unlimited DVR. And related to that, you can also set to record like an entire league or an entire conference in just one step. So you can just set it to record all NCAA football, and it'll grab basically every game that's coded as that. You don't have to go through and add individual teams, add individual games, spend any time doing all that nonsense. In addition to that, it's got several great features, such as the key play catch-up for games, where you can basically just have it show you basically what the important plays are, and skip, kind of like all the downtime. It also has multi-view available, to watch up to 4 games, 4 channels at once. Keep in mind, though, that it's not truly customizable, meaning you still choose from a pre-built kind of list of combinations that YouTube TV renders on their end. You technically don't get to go through and say, okay, I want to watch ESPN2 with CBS Sports Network with, the Golf Channel with whatever, some other, with Fox. It's up to, you're limited to the multi-view arrangements that they set up. But it's still better, than obviously only being limited to one game at a time. So YouTube TV, I'd say would be best for obviously just any general fans, those who want to record many hours of games, and also those who want to start watching games late, like I often have to do, and then catch up to real time because there's no fast forwarding restrictions or issues with regards to ads like there are in some other services. I would say it would only be worst for possibly fans who also need ESPN Plus because that's going to add an extra 11 or soon to be $12, to your monthly cost, whereas some other services include ESPN Plus in their cost already. But that would really only, kind of be the main downside. Next up, let's talk about Hulu plus live TV. So currently it costs $77 a month, which includes Disney Plus with ads and also ESPN Plus. There is also a slightly cheaper, at only $76 a month plan that doesn't include Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. Basically, you save $1 a month. However, they are having price increases, and effective on October 17th, essentially 2 months from now, the base plan is going to go up by another $6. So it will then be at $83 a month. This is the second price increase for Hulu. They had one, last October as well. So if you look at the start of last football season to the end of this football season, the price will have went up. I think it's either $12 or $13. I can't remember if last year's price increase was 6 or 7, but still pretty significant increase, in like less than 2 years. It has an unlimited DVR, but again, you can only keep the recordings for up to 9 months. It only also allows 2 simultaneous streams, but you can purchase an add-on to get unlimited streams, or they call it unlimited screens, on your home network for an extra $10 a month. You can see the channels listed there. Again, it's identical to what YouTube TV offers in terms of linear, cable, and broadcast channels. But as I mentioned, it does include ESPN Plus, which is, one major advantage. So my opinion of Hulu with live TV is that it can be an excellent choice. Like if you want Disney Plus and or ESPN Plus, because if you factor in, say, YouTube TV and then buying those services, even if you bundle them, buying them separately, it's going to be more expensive than just getting Hulu with live TV. A couple downsides though, as I mentioned, it only has 2 simultaneous streams, not 3. And there are some issues still with the DVR and fast forwarding in terms of skipping ads on certain programs. So mainly where I've encountered this is watching live events. Like if you start an event late and then I want to try to catch up to real time, by fast forwarding between plays, that's not an issue. But also fast forwarding the ad breaks. So I found on mobile devices like on my iPhone, there's no issue with fast forwarding ads. However, on other devices like on a computer or on a connected device like a Roku Fire TV stick, I did run into issues still where even though I'm recording the event, I still can't skip the ads. Like it's a live event and I'm trying to, I'm behind real time, but I'm trying to catch up and it would not let me, skip the ads. So that's a downside to me. But if you're not planning on doing that, i.e., starting games late and then catching up to them in real time, it, might not bother you or be a concern to you. I would say Hulu with Live TV is again going to be best for general fans and also those who subscribe, or want or need to subscribe to Disney Plus and or ESPN Plus. However, I would say it would be, the worst for or bad for fans who, like I said, want to DVR live games and then start them late, maybe catch up in real time or try to, watch multiple games kind of at the same time, switching back and forth because of the fast forwarding restrictions. And also fans looking to save money because the price increases, again, have made this price now. Once the next one goes into effect, I mean, the price difference between YouTube TV and ESPN Plus versus Hulu plus live TV is not going to be much. It's basically going to be like $85 for YouTube TV and ESPN Plus separately versus Hulu Live is going to be up to now, um, what is it, $83. So it's only a $2 difference, whereas before, it was more than a $10 difference at the start of last season. Next up, let's talk about Fubo. So Fubo has two base plans now, at least to apply to college football. You have the Pro plan, which is the cheapest plan, now $80 a month after the price increase. Then you have Elite, which is the plan you need if you want to access 4K content at $90 a month. There's also an RSN fee in addition to those prices you see listed there, depending on the number of RSNs that are carried in your market. So if you have at least one RSN that Fubo carries in your market, then you're going to pay an extra $12. And I think for two RSNs, it's up to as much as $16 extra. Now, there's also some add-ons. So the extra add-on, which is $8 a month, all the channels in there are included in the Elite package. There's also the Sports Plus add-on, which is $11 a month. In terms of college football, there's no difference between them now. Basically, it's just they have the ancillary, ESPN channels in them, which you can see listed there on the screen. The DVR has also been upgraded from was a 1,000-hour limit to now unlimited, but you can only keep recordings for 9 months. And it does allow 10 simultaneous streams on all plans, on the home network. Now, one thing to be aware of is that ACC network and SEC network, okay, are only included in the Pro plan, meaning the cheapest base plan, for states that are in market for both of those conferences. So there are some states that are in market, for both. There are some states that are in market for one or the other. And then there are some states that are in market for none of them. So only certain states would get ACC network and SEC network in the Pro plan, and if you do not receive those based on the market you're in, you would either have to pay for the extra plan, pay for the Sports Plus add-on, or pay for the Elite plan, in order to get those potential channels you're missing. Another thing too is that ESPNU and ESPN News are not included in the Pro or Base plan, the cheapest plan, and that's different compared to YouTube TV, Hulu plus Live TV. They include ESPNU and ESPN News, in their base plans. You don't need to pay extra to get them. So my opinion is that Fubo now has a pretty expensive price point, especially with the RSN fee. And depending on where you live, you might not get ACC Network or SEC Network or ESPNU or ESPN News in the Pro package, in like the base cheapest package, unlike the services I just mentioned. So those are downsides. However, it does offer 10 streams, at home at no extra cost, whereas most of the other things are limited to 2 or 3. It does now have an unlimited DVR, and the one feature that it has that basically no other service currently offers is completely customizable multi-view on Apple TV devices only. So on an Apple TV device, you can go in and you can choose exactly which 4 channels, or in this case, probably we're watching 4 games of college football you want to watch at once. Okay. Unlike YouTube TV, whose multi-view is not fully customizable. So who is it best for? Well, it is best for fans that want to watch obviously more than 3 games at once. Also, if you're a fan that needs your local RSN for baseball, hockey, or basketball, Fubo would be a good choice because they carry almost all of them. There are a couple I think that they've dropped, but they still do have most of the RSNs out there. However, and one other thing I forgot to mention too, I should definitely mention this. They dropped the Turner channels, so they currently do not have TNT or True TV. So you would not be able to watch just subscribing to Fubo. You would not be able to watch the 14 Mountain West Conference games on it. You would not be able to watch the 2 college football playoff games, first round games that are going to air on TNT. Although I'm guessing most likely those will have some type of free alternate view on ESPN3 or something similar to that, but we don't know for sure. Anyways, so this would be worse for fans of ACC or SEC teams who are out of market because you would have to pay extra to get ACC network or SEC network. Obviously, fans who want to save money because the price point now is significantly higher than YouTube TV or Hulu plus Live TV, and as I mentioned, Mountain West fans because there's 14 total games that you would not be able to watch. All right, let's talk about DirecTV Stream now. So it has four base plans, but in terms of college football channels, really only the first three matter. You have entertainment, which is now up to $80 a month, choice, which is up to $109 a month, and ultimate, which is up to $120 a month. They also have the sports pack, which is $15 a month, and you can add that on to any package. So if you look there, you can see the various channels that are offered in the different packages, um, and including the sports pack. The DVR is a limited space and similar to a lot of the other services. It allows for 9 months to keep recordings. It also allows 20 simultaneous streams inside the home, which is the most of any service in its base offering, without paying extra money, and allows 3 streams outside the home as well. So the thing is, DirecTV, when you look at the comparable channels that it offers in its various packages to other services, it is more expensive across the board. It's basically the most expensive now because while entertainment is only $80 a month, it basically has ESPN, ESPN2. I guess you could say it includes access to ESPN3, and FS1, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't include any of the like the ancillary ESPNs. It doesn't include Big Ten Network. It doesn't include CBS Sports Network. It doesn't include FS2. All those kind of things. However, it does have all the RSNs that are available out there. So if you need your local RSN, and it has 20 streams, which is even more than Fubo offers with its 10. One thing I will also mention is that if you look at the channels that are available, I'm just going to jump back to the previous thing here. So if you notice, the sports pack basically includes the exact same college football channels that are in the choice package. Okay, you can see them all, listed there. And it also grabs 2 channels that are in the ultimate, package as well. So you can actually get the sports pack added onto the entertainment package, and you can get the same college football channels that are in the choice package, but for a cheaper price. Basically, entertainment is 80, sports pack is 15, so that's $95 compared to 109 for choice. So you can save $14 a month doing that instead of just buying the choice package. And also that would include NFL Network Red Zone if that's something you're interested in as well. So DirecTV Stream, I think, would be best for fans who need RSNs for, again, your local baseball, hockey, or basketball team. Those who want to watch, more than 3 games or more than 3 streams at once because of the fact that it offers 20 streams in the home network. And, it's unlimited DVR, of course, if you want to record many hours of college football. It's going to be worse for basically fans who don't want to spend a lot of money or who want to save money because it's like I said, pretty much the highest price point among all of the comparable services when you match up the channels offered. All right, so Venu Sports was set to launch in this week coming up, but it's been put on hold because of a lawsuit that was filed by Fubo. So there's been a temporary injunction issued, so I'm not going to talk about anything related to Venu Sports. If that changes, then I will, of course, do a separate video on that. Or if it happens before this video is published, you'll see a thing, published. You'll see a little thing about Venu Sports added as well. All right, next let's talk about ESPN Plus. So ESPN Plus currently costs $11 a month or $110 per year. However, in about 2 months, price is going up to $12 a month or $120 a year. It allows 5 simultaneous streams. It carries games from a number of college football conferences, basically everyone except the Big Ten and the Mountain West. A couple things to note. The ACC and SEC games that are on ESPN Plus are not exclusive to it, meaning you do not need ESPN Plus in order to watch those games. Those games can also be viewed via ACC Network Extra and SEC Network Plus, which are essentially the online streaming, kind of like streaming services of ACC Network and SEC Network. So if you subscribe to a service which offers ACC Network and SEC Network, okay, you do not need ESPN Plus to watch those games. You do, however, need it for other conferences. Big 12, has a number of exclusive games on it, along with some of the Group of Five conferences you see listed there. So just be aware of that. So ESPN Plus is best for fans of any of those 7 conferences that are listed on the screen there, or just general hardcore college football fans. And it's probably worst for everyone else, because if you're not a fan of a team that's in one of those conferences, there's probably not that much on it that's going to interest you from a college football perspective. All right, next let's just talk about Max briefly. So this is the service that now it includes HBO. Previously, I guess it was called HBO Max. It has 3 different plans. There's with ads, $10 a month or $100 a year, ad-free, $16 a month or $150 a year, or ultimate ad-free, $20 a month or $200 a year. I'm not going to go into the main distinctions between those, because I'm really only concerned about the fact that they include all the plans include TNT and True TV live streams. That's really what we're concerned with in terms of college football. The number of simultaneous streams is 2 with the 2 cheaper plans and 4 with the most expensive plans. So this would be best for obviously Mountain West Conference fans, or specifically Fubo subscribers, because they do not have Turner channels right now, so they don't carry TNT, they don't carry True TV. Or also, NBA fans as well, because at least for one more season, season coming up, TNT will still have NBA games. It's going to be worse for pretty much everyone else, because if you subscribe to one of the main streaming services, like YouTube TV, Hulu Plus Live TV, Sling TV, and so on, you're already going to get TNT and True TV through whatever package you're signed up for. So there would be no real reason to subscribe to this unless you wanted it for other, non-college football reasons. Next, let's talk about Paramount Plus briefly. So they just raised their prices a little bit. The cheapest plan, Essential, is now $8 a month or $60 a year. I guess the yearly price did not raise, only the monthly price did. And then Premium, the more expensive plan, is now up to $13 a month or $120 per year. So the Essential plan, the cheaper one, includes the Mountain West Conference games, the handful of games you're going to air on broadcast CBS, while the premium plan has the Big Ten, typically 3:30 p.m. Eastern games, in addition to a live stream of your local CBS channel and no ads. So keep that in mind. If you want to watch the Big Ten games that are going to air every week now on CBS, you need the more expensive plan. Okay. Previously, when they were, CBS was airing SEC games, you did not need the more expensive plan. You could have watched them on the cheaper one. But for the Big Ten TV deal, it's different. It's not the same. So this service would be best for those who cannot get CBS via an antenna, or those who subscribe to a service which doesn't carry CBS, like say you subscribe to Sling, or again, Venu Sports, which is currently on hold, was not going to offer CBS. So this could basically have made a nice complement for those who can't get their local CBS channel, either via antenna or via service. It would be worst for like I said, pretty much everyone else, because if you can already get CBS via antenna or via your local service, there's no real reason to subscribe to this, to Paramount Plus, because the games that it carries are not exclusive. Okay, that's different than Peacock, which I'll talk about in a second. Peacock has games that are exclusive to Peacock, meaning the only way you're able to watch those games is through the Peacock service. Paramount Plus is not the same. Every single game that airs on Paramount Plus also airs on broadcast CBS. All right, so let's now talk about Peacock. It has two plans, just like Paramount Plus, and it also increased the prices of them recently. Premium is up to $8 a month or $80 a year. Premium Plus is now $14 a month or $140 per year. Premium includes all seven Notre Dame home games and additionally the Big Ten games that are going to be aired, while Premium Plus also has limited ads and a live stream of your local NBC station. Now, a couple things. As I mentioned just a little while ago, Peacock will have exclusive games. One Notre Dame home game, specifically the Louisville game, will be Peacock exclusive. You will not be able to watch it on NBC. The only way you will be able to watch it is on Peacock. And there are also going to be 9 Big Ten games, which is the same number as last year, that are exclusive to Peacock. So this service would be best for those who cannot get NBC via an antenna, or those who subscribe to a service that doesn't carry your local NBC, which would most likely be Sling or again Venu Sports if it actually goes into operation. I guess you could also say Big Ten fans because there will be 9 exclusive games on it, or if you're a Notre Dame fan that has to see every game, um, you could say it's best for them as well. But it's probably going to be worse for everyone else because, like I said, except for the one Notre Dame and the 9 Big Ten games, everything else you can view on local NBC. All right, so now here's a summary of some of the current deals that are available, basically in the middle of August 2024. So Sling has a couple different options. There is a 50% off deal just for your first month. So the amount you save is obviously going to depend on whatever package you sign up for. That's available to both new and returning subscribers. So what I mean by that is you're a brand new subscriber, you get it. But like I just logged into my account, I hadn't been subscribed to Sling since I think 2022, and the first thing it gave me was that option to go ahead and resume my subscription at a 50% off discount. They're also offering a discount as well for the orange and blue plans along with Sports Extra. And the discount amount is 80, the total discount amount for prepaying that for 4 months would be $81. Okay. So basically, orange and blue and Sports Extra together are typically it's $70 a month, assuming you don't have all 3 locals in your market, which is only for a handful of things. So normally you would pay $280 for that, if for 4 months. However, the rate is $199, so you'd be saving basically $81 over 4 months, or like just over $20 a month, $20.25 per month. But you are prepaying it in advance. It's not like a monthly discount. YouTube TV is also offering a promotion for new subscribers only of $20 off per month for up to 4 months. So your total savings, if you took advantage of it for all 4 months, would be $80. Um, but this is not prepaid. This is you can cancel. Just basically you're on a month-to-month basis. DirecTV Stream is also offering discounts as well, anywhere from $30 to $39 off per month, and this discount is good for up to 3 months. So basically, the entertainment package and the ultimate package are $30 off per month. Choice would be $39 off per month. So your total discount's anywhere from $90 to I guess it's looking like 117, depending on which package. Yeah, whichever package you went with, if you did it for all 3 months. The way the wording is written, okay, it obviously applies to new subscribers, but if you read the terms, it also mentions about not subscribing in the past 12 months. So that seems to indicate that even if you were a previous subscriber, if you haven't been active in the past 12 months, that you would qualify for it as well. Do note the DirecTV thing currently says it has an end date of September 5th. So it's only set to last for, a couple weeks. So when you look at my personal rankings here, these are actually pretty similar to the ones I had last season, last year. I think YouTube TV is the best overall service, not only because it's price, but also the combination of features, that it has. which other services do not have. Um, I also moved DirecTV up ahead of Fubo, solely for the reason that Fubo dropped the Turner channels. So as of right now, with Fubo, you would not be able to watch two college football playoff games, or again, the 14 Mountain West regular season games. Please note, these rankings are based solely on the regular non-discounted price. Okay, so these are not based on any current promos or promotional prices or anything like that. Um, Another thing to keep in mind too is Sling could potentially be higher if you if you don't have an issue with watching one ESPN channel at a time and not being able to watch multiple games at the same time, and you can get your local channels via an antenna, then I could definitely see Sling be higher, in the rankings. Possibly number two. I doubt I would, look at it at number one because you still need to get Sports Extra and the blue and orange packages, which is only $3 a month cheaper than YouTube TV, to get all the same channels. But it's something, definitely something to consider as well. Now, just some documents that can hopefully help you make a decision if you're deciding to which service to subscribe to. The first one is basically a PDF file that just shows all the services, laid out, the channels they carry, the cost for the various packages across the bottom, starting with least expensive on the left, most expensive on the right. Again, these are base prices, not including any promo offers. So you can look for a link in the description of the video below, basically just to access this. Then I also have a streaming service network chart. So this kind of has the same information, but it's just basically now just showing you which does the service carry a specific channel and or which package it's on for those that have different packages. So this just has all the channels and all the services laid out in like one, kind of comprehensive table, and just saying, does it carry it? Yes or no. And if it does, which package is it carried on? Again, there'll be a link to the PDF file in the description of the video below. Okay, a couple things just to know. So if you watched my video last year, this is pretty much going to be the same info. You could just go ahead and whatever, skip this part. So first, local coverage issues. Sometimes a game will be bumped to a different channel because of some type of event like news coverage, whether it's local news or national news. And so, for example, maybe ABC takes your game and they bump it due to some important local breaking news story to a sub channel, that they own in your market, like My TV or, whatever, this TV or something else. If your service doesn't carry that sub channel, then you're going to have to basically go find that game, on the ESPN app, or if it's a Fox, game that's supposed to air on Fox or whatever, you'd have to go to the Fox Sports app and find it. So just be aware, this is not usually as much an issue on cable or satellite. Well, I guess on cable really, because cable tends to carry more of the sub channels than some of the streaming services do. Another thing too is overflow channels. So on Big Ten Network and SEC Network, they will have multiple games, especially early in the season, that air at the same time. So there might be 2 or 3 games that all start at noon, and different parts of the country will get those as the main game, and then the other games, which are not on the main channel, will be on what's called overflow channels. So you just have to make sure and see if your service carries the overflow channels. Usually they will like appear in the guide, a couple hours before the game starts, and then after that they'll disappear. If your service doesn't carry the overflow channels, then you would just have to go to the respective app, in order to find the game and watch it there. Another thing to be aware of too is that, games often run past the projected end time into the start of the next game, that's on the same channel. Even with the clock rules, it still happened last year a lot, especially when you have overtime or weather delays, those kind of things. So there's issues where sometimes either the game that runs late will get moved to a new channel, or sometimes the game that's starting will get moved to a new channel. So if they move your game to a different channel, like say ESPNU or ESPN News, until the earlier game is finished or whatever, you might not be able to watch that game if you don't subscribe to a package which has that game as part of it. For example, Sling, you need the Sports Extra package add-on to get ESPNU or ESPN News. So if you don't have that, then if a game gets moved to that channel unexpectedly, you wouldn't be able to watch it. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then, of course, the last thing is the TV partner of the home team for every game determines which channel it's on. So even if you think, oh, my team, team I root for is in the SEC or the ACC, so all their games are going to be on ESPN, related channels or whatever. That's true for all their home games, but they might have an away game, specifically an out of conference game, that's on another, network that you otherwise wouldn't be concerned with or would need to watch, like maybe on CBS Sports Network or, FS1 or FS2 or something like that. So just do be aware of that as well. All right, so for bowl season and basically the new 12-team college football playoff, every postseason game is going to be aired on an ESPN network, so that'd be ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, except for the following. You have the Arizona Bowl, which is this year going to be aired on the CW network, just like last year. You have the Sun Bowl, which is always aired on CBS. The Holiday Bowl, which is aired on Fox. And with the new 12-team playoff, two again of the opening round games, which basically the on-campus games, are going to be aired on TNT. Now, I'll have a full bowl schedule and college football playoff schedule available once all the games are announced. In early December, just basically up on my website. So, in previously, most of the college football playoff and New Year's Six games have had alternate views available via ESPN3. Um, I'm guessing that will still be the case this year. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, especially with the two games that are going to be aired on TNT. So we'll just have to wait and see, what happens with that. Now, next thing I want to mention is, so pretty much now all the DVRs only allow you to save events for 9 months. Unlike say a cable or satellite DVR where you typically can keep games for as long as you want. You have the service, or as long as your DVR box is still working. But if you want to watch a replay of a certain game, that great win over your rival, amazing comeback, whatever it is, next summer or the following summer, when you're bored, you're waiting for college football to start. What you need to do is basically be able to download and save, or if you want to call it record, that game, from websites like watchespn.com or fox.com. And you can do that using programs like Streamlink or YouTube DL, YTP-DL. That's basically just a modified version of YouTube DL. And this can also be done with ESPN Plus as well. So just be aware. You can download, record, save these games. Go to my other videos. Go to the playlist on my channel. I have full detailed instructions showing you step by step how to do it. So check those out if you're interested in this. Last, any questions or comments or anything else, please do leave them below. Or, of course, you can reach out to me via email. You can see it listed there on the screen. Or check out my website as well. It's listed on the screen as well. Looking forward to this college football season. I hope you are too. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed this video. And again, check out my channel for more videos on how to download and save and record sporting events.